Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you for watching the premier Geek podcast, OZ and the Freak Talk Geek. I'm OZ.
And I'm the Freak, or Fat Black Metal Jesus today. And I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I really am.
God, but more importantly,
that would save me a lot of money on booze too.
Mm-hmm. What kind of wine would Fat Metal Jesus turn the water into?
Sangria.
Nice.
It just makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Blood oranges.
The blood orange have to have blood orange. So, yeah, this is a Week in Geek. And we're back. And on a Week in Geek, as we like to do, we like to talk about news in the world of geek stuff.
Right.
We think it's geeky. We mostly do movies and toys.
It's generally the shit we're interested in.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Well, I thought I have a little news thing, and I didn't prepare you with a picture of this, but I saw this, and I thought you'd be super interested. And it being November, it is turkey season, so I wanted to talk about a Thanksgiving tradition that happens every year on TV, the annual Mystery Science Theater 3000 Thanksgiving Marathon.
Is that seriously a thing?
That is a thing, my friend.
How long has that been a thing for?
How long? Let me see. It's been a thing.
Bro, I grew up on Mystery Science Theater 3000, way before freaking Pat Oswalt was ever on there.
I don't have I don't know, but I know that I have. It's been a thing for years.
It's in your notes,
but I don't have how long it's been. Hold on.
I was gonna say I'm gonna look it up.
Anyway, one of the most beloved traditions to take part in every Thanksgiving is the annual Mystery Science Theater 3000 Marathon, in which audiences can look back at some of the best installments of the comedy series, with this year being no different. This year's event, dubbed the Turkey Day Potluck of the Stars Marathon, will bring in a variety of beloved figures from the pop culture landscape to join Jonah Ray, Joel Hodgson, Felicia Day, which includes Mark Hamill, Kumail Nanjiani, David Dalshamain, and more. Additionally, Shout Studios is unveiled the schedule of the day's events, allowing fans to plan around the holidays, the episodes they're most looking forward to watching.
So fucking awesome.
So this is going to be the annual event will kick off November 28th at 5 a.m. Eastern on Shout TV and the Mystery Science Theater 3000 channel. So let's see if you have seen any of these or if you know any of these movies.
If it's the list I'm looking at right now, I've seen several of them.
The Killer Shrews at 5, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, Werewolf, The Castle of Fu Manchu, Space Mutiny, Hobgoblins, Samson and the Vampire Women, Gamera versus Geiger.
Yeah,
that one's going to be Mark
Hamill too.
Yeah, buddy. The Final Sacrifice with Joel Hodgson, Manos, The Hands of Fate with Felicia Day, The Mask with Jonah Ray.
The Mask, like Jim Carrey's The Mask?
I doubt it. I seriously doubt they have the rights to do anything with that movie.
That's why I'm like, what?
I don't know.
Who's Jonah Ray?
Jonah Ray was the most recent host on the revival series.
I thought Patton Oswalt was.
No, Patton Oswalt and
he was
Felicia Day are the bad guys.
Yeah, they're the bad guys. Yeah. Got it.
Jonah Ray takes over for Joel.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's a comedian that came out of the Nerdist camp years ago.
He's like the third host, isn't
he? Technically, yes. I believe so.
Okay. That's a pretty cool lineup. 7:00. Gamera. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Right?
And Mark Hamill too. Come on.
I know. Hey, I'm
all for it.
I'm gonna see it.
I'm all for
it. I
it.
figured you would love that. So just
Yo,
want to
yeah.
let you know about that. So the marathon will be available to watch on a wide variety of platforms.
Uh-huh.
For a complete list, look to mst3kturkeyday.com. If you're unable to watch on Turkey Day, don't worry. They'll be rerunning the marathon on the Mystery Science 3000 channel and Shout TV over the rest of the holiday weekend. So
What?
yeah,
Okay, so I remember the gold robot. His name was Crow. I cannot remember the name of the bubblegum dude. What's it?
Servo, something,
Servo. It's okay,
something Servo.
Servo and Crow.
Yeah, I figured like that was right up your alley, man. I thought you were
Oh
all over
yeah.
Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, well, I mean, because I do that in general.
Right.
You know, Crystal, God bless it. She gets pissed off at me sometimes because I'll just literally. Now, they're if it's a movie she's actually interested in, she gets pissed off when I do it. If
Sure.
it's a movie she's not that interested in, she doesn't care.
Right.
But me and my dad, we used to do that all the time. Like we'd basically Mystery Science Theater 3000, our own stuff. We'd just sit there and watch movies and just talk shit about it.
Thank God I was never there for those.
Oh,
I
it's
can't.
it's
I
fun.
can't stand that shit. Like, shut up and watch the movie.
Well, I mean, if
I,
it's a movie we've seen for the first time, yeah, we'll shut up. But if it's a movie like Gamera or a Godzilla film or something, oh yeah, dude, we'll be talking. I mean, we don't ruin good new movies.
well, I don't know what's worse. Is like was when they ask you questions about the movie. Like, just shut up and you'll get the answers.
Well,
Just watch
what
the fucking
upsets
movie.
me is when they ask questions about a movie that neither one of us have seen. Like, oh
Mm.
my god, why is this happening? Like, you realize we're watching the same fucking movie.
At the
I've
same
seen
time,
the same highlights and the same plot points that you have seen. Like, I'm not privy to any new information that
right?
you were not given, and everybody knows I don't watch trailers. Although for today's episode, I did watch a trailer.
Ooh, I can't wait to find
Mm-mm,
out.
not good.
Oh,
Not good. Not
well,
good.
go into it. Then let's just talk about it.
Okay, well then, okay, we'll start with this one then. Um,
Don't bury the lead, my friend.
at first, I was excited, and then I watched the trailer because I'm like, all right, I gotta watch the trailer on this one. So you know how they're doing like different, like they did Winnie the Pooh, they did the Hanna Barbera characters, like horror films versions of them.
Sure. Yeah. Blood and honey.
Yeah, Blood and Honey.
Right.
So they've been getting the rights to these. They're doing a Mickey Mouse one too,
Yeah, Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie. So as I was looking around, guess what I found? My wife's favorite Disney movie is The Little Mermaid. So I found that they are doing a horror adaptation for The Little Mermaid.
I've seen. Okay, so I saw something about this earlier today
Bro,
or yesterday. So like the trailer's like super bad.
the movie has nothing fucking at all to do with The Little Mermaid other than it's a mermaid and her hair is red.
Fuck it.
The one of the main characters, the guy, his name is Eric.
Sure.
So there's that. But the movie is more
Splash, right?
Lovecraftian.
Okay.
Like they're trying to do some sort of human sacrifice. Oh, for starters, she can talk. She can just turn into a mermaid and have legs and everything, and from what I've seen, and she can talk. And then she's like an evil mermaid trying to kill people, and other people are like, dude, it's a mermaid. And this Eric guy's like, and they're like, yeah. It's just a bunch of back and forth, and she's trying to sacrifice someone to bring upon the end of the world. I don't know. None of it fits in. Like I said, other than the guy's name being Eric and her having red hair, none of it has anything to do with the Little Mermaid. So, other than the title, got my hopes up on this one. This is definitely on the list of something. If I'm really fucking bored and it happens to be on Netflix or Prime or something like that, I might watch it. and probably play on my phone at the same time and have it going on in the background. You know how you have those background movies?
Sure.
That's probably going to be one of them.
I'm gonna make sure I show the trailer to
And
Tess.
and
Let's see what
and
she thinks of that one.
the other thing that bothers me is this is a Lionsgate film.
Oh, really?
I love Lionsgate films. You know, most like all the Saw films are Lionsgate films.
Yeah.
I love Lionsgate. They do a great job. Really, really missed the mark on this one.
Wow.
So
You haven't seen it yet.
I mean, no, I haven't seen it, but I did watch the trailer and I watched it with the missus, and we're both sitting here looking at it like, what the fuck does this have to do with Little Mermaid?
Good.
Yeah. Good. So
Well, I don't have anything that can go off of that one, so we'll just go on.
I'm trying to see if I have something to go off of that one, but
Well, okay, so this is a kind of a remake of a classic film.
okay.
There's also a cult favorite movie that is being remade. Right. Do you remember Idle Hands, starring Devon Sawa?
I do. Devon Sawa. That's my wife's crush.
Completely Casper, huh?
Yep, I think so. It was Casper.
Yeah. So whatever. I completely forgot about this movie for like years until I saw this article about there's going to be a new take on the Devon Sawa starring Idle Hands. Stranger Things Finn Wolfhard is rebooting the cult classic of the 90s horror movie with Ghostbusters director.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Okay.
Back in the 90s, movie fans were given a number of stories that put teenage characters in terrifying situations, also given experience to focus on slackers who found themselves in thrilling adventures. The 1999 movie Idle Hands combined both of those genres into one experience. Now, Stranger Things Finn Wolfhard is teaming up with Ghostbusters Afterlife director Jason Reitman to put a new spin on the concept, per Variety. Wolfhard will be co-writing the movie with collaborator Billy Brick, with the pair previously delivering the movie Hell of a Summer, and the two are reportedly being eyed to direct as Ivan Reitman. As Reitman serves as producer. So yeah, the new Ghostbusters kid is gonna remake Idle Hands.
That's gonna be hit or miss. That's a hard one to remake, in my opinion. It was such a great movie, especially with the co-host of like Seth Green and I can't remember his name, the actor, the kid from the Mighty Ducks. He was the other kid.
Oh, yeah, he's Foggy Nielsen on
yeah,
Daredevil now.
Yeah, and all I remember was he was one of the was he a Bash brother?
Yeah.
In the Mighty Ducks, he was one of the Bash brothers.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. And Seth Green, it to me, like Devon Sawa, yeah, he was the main character. He was the star of the show. But if it wasn't for those two, the comic relief,
and
he would have been that great.
The zombie buddies made that movie. There
were zombie ghosts.
Right.
Well, at the end they were ghosts and they were haunting him still. But yeah, they were zombies throughout the film.
Right. So I'm down. I want to see. I would like to actually see a remake of this. I do remember the movie. I love the movie. Mm-hmm. I actually watched this movie the first time I got drunk. So I have really joyful memories about this movie. And I honestly would like to see it redone. Let's see how they can do it with the new generation.
Man, I really hope they do justice to it though, because like you said, that's such a great film.
Really man. Is. Yeah, I actually,
I think the missus will be happy to hear about this one too. She loves that movie Idle Hands, and she loves Devon Sawa. Ooh.
Okay, well, fans aren't the only ones interested in the property being revived, as even Sawa has previously expressed his interest in the concept being brought back into the spotlight. And he said, and I quote, "I know it'll never happen, but to reboot Idle Hand and have a new, young Anton and see what somebody does with the hand stuff."
That's his name.
There's such young, fresh talent nowadays. I would love to see what a non-90s version of Idle Hands looked like. I'm all for that stuff. And Evan Sawa said that with comicbook.com in 2020. And the
Mm-hmm.
actor even previously expressed his interest in returning for the new entry of the series. With the idea of returning, he said, in a heartbeat, if there was one film that I want to do a sequel to, that would be the one. Just because that set was between Eldon and Seth Green and Vivica Fox and Alba and Jack Noseworthy and all those
Mm-hmm.
people, it was like summer camp and it'd be so much fun. So
That's freaking cool, dude. And
if they could sequelize it, the demon comes back and
if they can
possesses somebody
sequel,
else's
I
hand,
would. Yeah.
that would be phenomenal. I'm all
Have
for it. I want to see this.
Have you seen Devon Sawa now?
Ye-
I barely recognized him. Okay, so remember the you liked it, I hated it. Remember the new Chucky movie or the new Chucky show? He was the
Yes.
father of the main kid that got.
Right.
He was the
Right.
father, and I'm
Right.
staring at it and I'm looking at him like I know this fucking guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot figure out who the hell he is. And we looked it up and it was like, oh my god, that's Devon Sawa. Like
Right.
that dude aged great,
Yeah, he
and
did.
he got beef too.
That's what it
He
was. That
got
was, made him
built.
kind of hard to recognize. He was
Yeah, he got
even
pretty
bigger in the
beef.
face, but it's
Yeah,
like looks good on him.
it does. It does. I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, since we're talking about reboots, I got to talk about a reboot.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Let's see. Where are you? There we go. 1956, the classic movie starring Robbie the Robot, Forbidden Planet.
Never seen it.
I'm not surprised. Not a lot of people have. Film set in the 23rd century. The story follows Commander John J. Adams and the crew of the United Planet Starship as they're sent to a distant planet, Altair 4, to investigate the disappearance of the previous expedition. The previous expedition, which was Dr. Edward Morbius, and it also had a robot, the robot that we see here from the famous image. That is Robbie the robot. And they basically they go missing, and it turns out that there was like this ancient civilization of ancient alien civilization that built this massive underground facility that had a machine capable of materializing thoughts into reality. This machine actually brought upon the demise of the alien race. Dr. Edward Morbius found the machine, and through using the device ended up killing all of his cast and crew. I mean, all of his crew members, and kind of like turning him into some weird evil spirit thing. I don't know. It's weird. It was a 1956 movie, but we currently have talks of Brian K. Vaughan, who is a comic book and screenwriter who
Let's
is
say that
famous.
name sounds familiar.
He's done Runaways. There was a show that got canceled that was really great called Under the Dome. And another absolutely horribly great show, Lost. He did that one too.
He was a writer on there too.
Yep. And it will be produced by Emma Watts.
Emma Watts.
Yep.
Emma Watts. Emma Watts.
Emma Watts. From iRobot, Alita, the Battle Angel.
Oh, okay.
From 2010, you remember the movie Tooth Fairy? That was a good one. So Emma Watts will be producing this.
Okay, right on. All right, now I know that there's, as being as much of a cinephile as I am, this is actually, well, the original one is on a longer list of movies that I want to watch just to know that I've experienced them.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not for everybody. Again, the movie came out in 1956. It's a cult classic film, you know.
Sure.
Which I did get excited a long time ago because James Cameron was actually made an attempt to redo this movie, but due to complicated right issues, he was never able to actually move forward with it.
Okay.
So instead of James Cameron redoing Forbidden Zone or Forbidden Planet, we got like fucking
Avatar,
Avatar. Yeah,
Space Kitties.
yeah. Which, by the way, he's working on another one too, like Fire and something or whatever, Fire and Ash or whatever.
Well, yeah, he worked on a trilogy. Like, there's gonna be 4 movies, I think, total, or 5.
That's not a trilogy then.
Well, he was doing filming the trilogy. The one that just came out is the first part of the 3 that he filmed back to back to back.
Okay. Well, because the last one that came out, the water one, that was part 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
Either way, I don't know.
It's not a reboot.
So yeah, Forbidden Planet, we are getting a new one. Can't tell you when or anything like that. Nothing's been released other than the fact that, hey, they're gonna do it.
Right on, man. Well, like, that movie must have had such a huge cultural impact because the toy for Robbie the Robot, I think, has become more famous than the actual movie.
It really has, actually.
Especially in regards to
and
like
the
toy
image
collectors
itself.
and space collectors
Mm-hmm.
and robot collectors. Like, that's the robot toy to get. So,
Yeah. Well,
ooh,
that and
hopefully they won't change that up too much.
that and the rabbit from rabbit. That and the robot from Lost in Space.
Right.
So the Lost in Space and Robbie were both like pretty up there with like sci-fi collectors and stuff.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I have another reboot? I mean, I technically have another reboot.
More reboot news.
Like I said, technically, I guess you can consider it in a way a reboot. So, do you know who Sophie Turner is?
Game of Thrones, right?
Correct. I have not seen much of Game of Thrones, but I know she was the little girl that was in. I only saw the season 1, and
She
that's when she was being tutored. She was the youngest.
no,
No.
no. She's the older sister.
Oh, she's the older sister. Well, the older sister is
Yeah,
going to be cast
Sansa.
as Laura Croft. It's
Oh.
official. They've been talking about it for a while. They've been going through different people. Phoebe Waller-Bridges live action Tomb Raider series is has finally cast the Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner to
Oh,
be
this is going to
Laura
be a
Croft.
series?
This is a series. This is a TV. This is going to be a show, not a movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like we'll have a younger version of Laura.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I dug the chick I dug the chick that played Laura Croft in the most recent movie. I thought she was phenomenal. Well, not phenomenal enough for me to remember her name, but I
Yeah.
thought she was great. This was fantastic. Okay, great. Like, I didn't like Sansa's character in Game of Thrones, but I don't think I was supposed to, so I'm okay with it. Like, she really annoyed the shit out of me, but I think that was her character.
I
So
I honestly couldn't tell you anything about her. I thought she was a different character. I've only seen the first season.
yeah,
So,
she's in the first season.
yeah,
She's
I
the
know, but she's not she's apparently not really doing much. I mean, uh, Boromir got his head got cut off. A sister banged her brother. A kid fell out a window. They got some dogs.
or her whole thing.
That's pretty much
Her
first
whole
season.
thing for her character. For her character is that she was going to be betrothed to
Get
Joffrey.
more there.
So she was going
Okay.
to be the future queen of.
Isn't that shitty little kid with the gay haircut?
Yes.
Okay. All right. With the yeah. Okay. I know who you're talking about now.
Right. She didn't really. You couldn't really know where her loyalties lied with her family or with her future husband, and like she was just like real shitty. Which I
Yeah.
think that's the character, so it's supposed to be. Um, but that's
Have
fantastic. I am interested in seeing what she can do with another role to see if I can believe in that character as much as I believed that I hated Sansa as much.
I know we're getting off topic here, but I don't care.
Okay.
Do you know who Trevor Moore is?
Trevor Moore. Name sounds familiar.
Do you ever he's a singer songwriter, but he also does like comedy stuff. But he also did skits and shows, and he did a show series called The Whitest Kids You Know. You ever seen that?
Sorry.
Have you ever seen a video called Gandalf Raping Day? Okay, after this is over, you need to watch. Go to YouTube. Go to type in "Whitest Kids You Know" or just type in Gandalf Raping Day. Long story short, Trevor Moore. It was more Kids in the Hall, less Saturday Night Live. So he did a sketch in which him and these characters are playing a scene from Lord of the Rings where it's like at the very end, and like Gandalf comes walking up and everything, and they're like, Gandalf, what the fuck? You had eagles this whole fucking time? Like, why couldn't we just give the eagles the ring? And they are just talking all this shit to Gandalf because they're pissed off, and they're like, Boromir died. And they keep talking about Boromir at one point, and then like one of them is like, oh my god, it's just sinking in, Boromir's dead. And he looks up at Gandalf, he's like, I fucking hate you. And one of the guys in the background just goes, Boromir. So like my first reaction whenever I saw at the very first season when I saw Ned Stark, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw him get his head cut off, that was my first reaction. Was I thought about that show and I was like, Boromir. Oh god, you got to watch that skit though, dude. It's called Gandalf Raping Day, and they're like, at one point, Pippin's sitting there with the lead pipe, and he's like, I got a lead pipe right here that says this fucker ain't even magic.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to watch it. Got to watch Gandalf Raping Day.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to search that one while logged into our YouTube account, not mine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do it.
Research.
I'm pretty sure I probably already looked it up, maybe.
Oh my god.
So
I don't even know how to fucking pivot out of that.
We can talk about the next Netflix live event.
Yeah, that was a fucking train wreck too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Tyson Paul boxing match, and then a little lead up to this. This has been promoted and talked about for quite a long time, and Jesus, I actually didn't have this problem that much. I didn't have it this much.
Anybody that hopped in that made attempts to watch the Netflix live event knows why this is funny right now.
Yeah.
Netflix was not prepared to do a live event with that many people. Netflix, any other show was working perfectly fine. I know, because I tried them. But so many times, probably 30 or 40 times for me alone, Netflix would just cut off, and this is all you would see.
Right. Now, has Netflix come out yet with officially like how many people watched or attempted to watch the boxing match?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I can type it up quick. Let me see.
So, okay, but leading up to this, and I went and I donated plasma before I came home to watch this, and it made me realize after talking with the nurses there and the phlebotomist there that like they both were like, "Are you gonna watch the fight tonight? Are you gonna watch the fight tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch the fight tonight." They're like, "Who are you gonna go for?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go for Paul or if I'm gonna go for Tyson. I really just want to see the spectacle of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that this is probably the most that the sport of boxing has been talked about, like, period, across
Well,
social
yeah,
media, like
because
person to person. This is the most like attention that the sport of boxing has had, I feel like, in decades.
I 100% agree with you, especially when like one of the main event is led by a POS social media, and promoter bad boy or whatever he calls himself, whatever I forget.
And
Uh,
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul's who I was talking about.
You
He's
sure?
this YouTube social media influencer who likes to fight old people.
Well, let's not forget about Tyson's history too. I mean, Tyson isn't exactly an angel.
Oh no, I'm
Um,
not saying he is by any means whatsoever.
but
But he's loved by way more people than Jake Paul.
I wonder how many people he won back over with Mike Tyson's Mysteries on Adult Swim.
Huh? Mike Tyson. Oh wow. Wow. Mike Tyson's Mysteries. Jesus, when did that come out?
Do you remember?
I remember a cartoon of Mike Tyson's Mysteries in his blue jumpsuit.
Right, man. With the ghost and and his Asian daughter. Anyway,
December 10th, 2014, Adult Swim renewed the series for a second season. So yeah, it was about
2013.
2013, 2014. Yeah, all I remembered about I don't now I never really watched it, but I remembered about it, and I remember it being very Scooby Doo esque.
It was making fun of Scooby Doo, and like
Okay,
Norm Macdonald was the voice of the pigeon. Um, there was a talking
that's why there's a
pigeon.
pigeon on his head on the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Uh,
Anyway, so
uh,
back to the fight here.
right. Right. Like, Mike Tyson is a cultural icon, but the most I ever really thought about Mike Tyson, or have even knew about him, would be from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So, but he has integrated himself into our pop culture.
Yes,
Um,
he was in the Hangover.
and Hangover too.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just okay. So anyway, Netflix wasn't prepared for this, and they weren't prepared for as many people that were going to view it. And I'm
Are you ready
glad.
for that number?
What's the official number?
ESPN.com says that Netflix says 60 million households worldwide watched Paul Tyson. The fight peaked at 65 million current streams.
Holy!
65 million people were streaming it and watching it
How
all at
many?
the
No,
exact same
that's
time.
65 million households.
Well, no, it's 60 million households with 65 million streams. So multiple people in households were streaming it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not so. It's more than 65 million people were watching this fight.
Well, yeah,
So,
more, yeah.
but
And
regardless,
you gotta think there was like probably bars, event places,
mm-hmm,
food places, Hooters, different wing places, all those places were more than likely playing it.
of course, man. And so, I think congratulations to the sport of boxing,
Hmm.
for having something like this promoted and put out there. Now, in regards to the card and all the matches that were on it, um, some real good fights. Some real good fights.
I,
Um,
I will say Goyat Nunez
mhm.
wasn't really much to for me to brag about there.
No.
I did watch it. It cut out towards the end of it, but didn't really do much for me. Barrios and Ramos, the San Antonio home champ, won, and
Hmm.
we were rooting for him and his pink outfit, looking beautiful out there. I can't imagine that dude is 6 foot tall and weighs like 140 pounds. Like, just didn't seem right.
It's just those skinny welterweights, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, No, and then the Taylor Serrano. Serrano I've heard of before. I've
Mm-hmm.
never heard of Taylor before.
I
But
haven't heard of her either, but it looked like she had 6 belts there at the end.
bro, she was draped in gold.
Yeah.
Um,
Like she couldn't move. She's
right.
sitting there like, why are y'all putting all this shit on me? And she just looked like, I don't know what to do.
Now that fight was I don't know about boxing. I'm most I know about boxing is Punch Out.
Mm-hmm.
But Serrano was robbed in that fight. And I'm sorry, it could be a controversial take,
Mm-hmm.
but Serrano's camp seems to be right alongside with what I
They,
saw.
bro, they were not happy at all.
Hell no, they were not happy.
Serrano, bless her, she stayed positive throughout all of it.
Sure,
When they called it and they called Taylor, you can see the upset and disappointment on her face. However, when they talked to her, she had nothing but good things to say. She
sure.
was staying positive the entire
Mm-hmm.
time. Now, when whoever that dude is, he grabbed not just the microphone, he grabbed the guy's hand.
Ariel
Did you
Helwani, yeah.
did you see that? He grabbed the guy's hand and the microphone to make sure that that guy wasn't going to take it away from him.
Yeah, he
Like,
was like, I'm gonna
and
say my
he went
piece.
off, dude. And I'm like, damn, man.
Mm-hmm.
He went off on
It's
them.
like they went to this fight knowing that was going to happen. I
He
think that
called it. He even said all of her previous matches, people would get their eye bashed open in the same spot and everything. People are also saying that when you get a left-handed and a right-handed person that fights together, especially with her, Taylor, who leads with her head, like goes inwards with her head a whole lot, uh, they say that that's more likely bound to happen. I don't know. I don't watch enough of the sport.
I saw that ref pull her away from way too many hugs
Mm-hmm.
every single damn round. I saw her swinging her head in, go right back to that eyebrow.
I now
I
now my
that
definition
that
of a
woman fought
headbutt,
dirty. She fought
my
dirty.
definition of a headbutt, it differs from theirs because like they would show the replay, be like, oh, here, look at her, she headbutts her, and it just kind of shows like her kind of hug her and like her head like rubs the other girl's head, and I'm like, that's not a headbutt to me. Yeah, I come from watching like UFC fights and other stuff where you see people fucking headbutt somebody. I
Right.
mean, if it's a real headbutt, nobody wins with a headbutt, right?
No.
And but one of the headbutts, I will say, they literally both leaned into each other and they both butted heads when he gave them
Sure.
both -1 point. I didn't really see any actual physical like headbutting, like sudden jab headbutts. Now she would get in and she kept hugging, and
Well,
that
no,
really pissed me off.
that would
That
be
pissed
too
me off
blatant
so
for a
much.
cheater, man. That would be too blatant for
Yeah.
a cheater. She got those headbutts in during those hugs, man. Like
Now, headbutts aside, you go to the scorecard.
scorecard was bullshit.
Serrano threw 800 punches, almost 780 or something like that, three maybe, and landed 44%.
She landed
Taylor threw about 500 and landed 66%.
Serrano landed 200 more punches than Taylor did.
I agree.
She landed 200 more punches. Like she rocked the shit out of her.
I mean, honestly, I was rooting for Taylor because Irish pride. But watching the match, I'm not gonna lie, and at the first half of the match, the first 4 rounds because it was 10
Mm-hmm.
rounds. The first half of the match, I really thought Taylor was kicking ass.
Really?
The second half of the match, Serrano fucking rocked it, dude. Taylor looked like she was about to fall several
Taylor was
times.
on her back foot the entire match.
Oh
Like
yes, yeah, she was because Serrano was like like an oppressor, man. She was going after her the
right,
entire
man.
time, and honestly, it was almost intimidating.
Right.
And that's what pissed me off about Taylor. She kept hugging just so she can kind of get away from her.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, this hugga buddy bullshit's got to stop. I'm not necessarily saying I'm proud of the turnout by the way it happened, but I am kind of still happy that the one person, the person I wanted won. I just wish it was under different circumstances.
That's fair.
But it was a good fight. It was actually probably the
That
best
was
fight
really
of
good
the
fight.
entire match.
Good fight.
Now, Paul and Tyson.
Okay, so I fell asleep in the first round.
The missus fell asleep about halfway through. Now, I only wanted to watch this event because I hate the Logans. They're disrespectful. They're cocky. The Pauls, the Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I vehemently hate them. They're incredibly cocky, disrespectful, and it's just I cannot stand them, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the only reason I wanted to watch this is I was hoping that during all of Tyson's training and everything that he still had it, that he was just going to knock the shit out of that kid, because if anybody was going to have a chance to do it, I think it would have been Tyson. Paul only fights fucking old people, bro. He's 27. The youngest person I think he's fought maybe was 35, and that person hadn't even fought in 5 years.
Right.
Tyson hadn't fought a match in 19 years.
Right.
Like, come on, man. You're fighting a lot of old people, bro. Had he fought Tyson in his prime, ain't no fucking way that kid would have stood a chance.
Tyson actually did have a boxing match, I think, with Roy Jones Jr. during the pandemic.
Yeah, but that wasn't a sanctioned fight.
No, and this one technically shouldn't have been either.
Well, this one was supposed to not be a sanctioned fight. That was the whole point of it. That people were pissed off that this wasn't a sanctioned fight. Right. Tyson's not a sanctioned fighter.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, so.
But in the end, Tyson lost.
He did. I think
Jake Paul won. Jake Paul didn't knock him out like he did with his previous opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson stood and took it, and
only 10. He only has 10 knockouts.
Right.
After like 50 something matches, maybe.
But still, like Jake Paul can box. Now, who he boxes, how he boxes, and the people he does, and the way that he promotes it is not typical.
No, I would like to see him in an actual boxing match with people his age.
What he has done and how he's got to this point has just put 64 plus million eyeballs back on the sport of boxing.
Yeah, but
my geeky ass is actually having a 10-minute conversation with you about a sport.
And boxing of all sports too.
Yeah. Right. And I was actually excited, and I have an opinion on the things that I saw.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but thank you, Jake Paul, for that.
Yeah. I guess you're right there. We do owe it to him. We wouldn't have this without it.
No, we wouldn't. And we wouldn't have seen such a great match with Taylor and Serrano. Such a great match with Barrios and Ramos. So,
and if it wasn't for Jake Paul, I would have never known any of the other 6 people in this ever even existed.
Right.
So there's that.
So
now, as to whether or not this is going to be retained, no, I'm probably not going to watch any more boxing after this. Until the next, 60-year-old that or something like that Paul decides to fight. I hear he might be fighting Butterbean.
Is Butterbean still alive?
Oh God, yeah, dude. Butterbean. I saw videos of him. He had some back problems, but I think he's past that now. But yeah, dude, Butterbean's awesome. And another Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? That character was based off of him. The King
Hippo.
King Hippo was based off of Butterbean.
Nice. Nice. I don't know, man. If Netflix comes up with another boxing event, I might check it out. I'm not going to pay pay-per-view for it. And I've seen a lot
And
of
that's the
people,
only reason I watched it too.
right? But I've seen a lot of things online, like wondering, like with WWE and Monday Night Raw coming to Netflix in January, are we going to get the same? Don't know how it's going to react with that many viewers watching.
Yeah, yeah. WWE first night on Netflix.
I'm sorry. I love
If
WWE. I
if
love
if this
wrestling.
is yeah.
That many people are not going to be watching Raw on
Oh,
Netflix.
I don't think
No,
60 million households are going to be
not
watching.
live. Not live. They won't. WWE just will not have those numbers. So sorry, but you know what? It was an interesting event. It actually brought a lot of people across a lot of different cultures. A
Mm-hmm.
topic to talk about these
Yeah,
days leading up to it and days since. So that was fun. That was a nice surprise for this year. And
and didn't you
yeah,
have a tweet to share?
we do have a tweet to share. So this came out earlier this afternoon from Mike Tyson, and I just want to go ahead and read this.
What the hell?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to zoom it out a little bit. There you go. Whatever.
This is one of those situations when you lost, but you still won. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. I almost died in June. I had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in the hospital, and had to fight to get healthy to fight. So I won. To have my children see me stand toe to toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboys stadium is an experience that no man has a right to ask for. Thank you. And that's from Mike Tyson's
Mike Tyson
Twitter.
himself. Yeah. Now
So he's going to
the
go sit back and relax with his hundreds of millions of dollars.
I mean, he's set for life
Yeah, his
before
kids
this.
are set for
Before
life.
this.
Like,
Something the missus brought to my attention too. Apparently, his daughter, I think maybe one of them, I don't know, is a like I think an MMA or UFC fighter.
oh, no kidding.
So I mean, they're kind of following in his footsteps in a way. They're just with the newer generation.
Nice.
I I will
So,
say at the end though, you can kind of see when the decision was made. You can kind of see a little bit of like a little bit of hurt and pain, a little bit on Tyson's face.
he wanted to win. He wanted to
Hmm.
win, but he didn't win, and he accepts it. And
Yeah,
he'll go cry in his millions of dollars.
I don't know if that man can cry.
He can
It's
cry.
Iron Mike Tyson, man.
He can cry.
I
Just step on his toe.
oh god, he'll bitch. He won't cry. I do want to point out one thing though. The You can see the difference in the two people. Such a huge difference just alone by how they both came out to the ring.
Oh sure. Oh
That
sure.
that what was it, that gas monkey chopped dually that they drove
Mm-hmm.
out in with his $1 million outfit. Talking
Sure.
about Paul here.
Mm-hmm.
Literally $1 million, I said, is what he spent on his outfit. He had his whole entourage of all these people. And then when it came to Tyson, he had a song play, and it was just Tyson wearing that kind of old school cutoff shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and it was him by himself walked out to the ring. I was like,
The
all right,
warrior versus the showman.
yep, yep.
And that's what I was. That's what I was expecting, more of a spectacle
Hmm.
um, from the whole thing. I don't know what I was expecting. Just something more like the entire thing to be like a halftime show of the Super Bowl. But
Yeah,
um, I wound up getting good boxing out of it. So
yeah. I got
yeah,
a couple of good matches actually.
yeah, yeah.
All
So
right, well, let's see.
well, speaking of fighting and speaking of matches and promoting and stuff like that, actually, I have something that kind of goes in with this, and it
What's
was
that?
mentioned by Mauro Ranallo, talking about WWE and professional wrestling, and professional wrestling legend Eric Bischoff is getting one shot with MLW, and he's going to be donating his paycheck to Tunnel to Towers. So Eric Bischoff.
MLW.
So I'll tell you,
Okay.
MLW is Major League Wrestling, right?
Okay.
It is founded and owned by Court Bauer. He's a sports personality, MMA fighter. He was even a writer previously for WWE. And Eric
Mm-hmm.
Bischoff here, as we know, was formerly the president of WCW during the Monday Night Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Wound up beating WWE in the ratings for 83 weeks, and he's just become he's his recent show, 83 Weeks with it's called 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff. It's a podcast show that he does weekly. And
Okay.
he talks about the history of current events with wrestling and the historical happenings that happened with WCW. He also does this other show on his YouTube channel, and it is called Wise Choices. And on Wise Choices, he had an actor who has been turning into doing wrestling, and I'm trying to remember what his name is.
Logan Paul.
No. What is his name? It's like Walt Hauser or something like that. Where is it? Anyway, he was doing an interview, and the guy has been doing movies. He's been an Oscar nominated movies and stuff like that. And he does wrestling on the side. He's been working with MLW to do some wrestling stuff. Paul Walter Hauser. And Paul Walter Hauser was on Eric Bischoff's show, Wise Choices, and he said, "Hey, I've been doing this stuff with MLW. Like, I know Court Bauer. And he told Eric Bischoff, he said, Eric, I would love for you. What would it take for you to get like back involved in wrestling?" And Eric was like, "Oh, if it's just something fun, I might do it." And then Paul Walter Hauser was like, "Okay, well, I'll call Court Bauer and let's get you back into wrestling." So he immediately just got on his phone, called the owner
Mm-hmm.
of this wrestling company, and said, "Hey, you two should talk." And they did. So
Wow.
Eric Bischoff will be back and better than ever for at least one night. Legendary Pro Wrestling figure will take control of MLW Major League Wrestling one-shot event in New York City on December 5th. He told Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview he would donate his entire paycheck to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Hmm.
He said, this is from Bischoff, "One of the things I told MLW founder Court Bauer right away was that this isn't about money. He started to negotiate my fee. I really wasn't interested in negotiating it. I said, whatever it is, I'm donating it anyway."
Mm-hmm.
So Bischoff will be
That's
calling the
awesome.
shots for one night of pro wrestling at the Melrose Ballroom in Queens. And so basically, MLW is going to have a pay-per-view. Eric Bischoff is going to run the show. Now, the reason why this is important is because Eric Bischoff has been talking a lot of shit lately
Uh-huh.
about the current wrestling product, namely
Oh.
the way that AEW has been ran. He's been
Mm-hmm.
telling the owner, Tony Khan, shut up and let them wrestle. Basically, shut your mouth about this. Just tell us a good story.
Yeah.
And so Bischoff is about to go and put his money where his mouth is and have an opportunity to tell a good wrestling story for one pay-per-view only.
That's going to be awesome.
Right. So this is going to have his fingerprints all over it, and he's going to put his money where his mouth is. And I'm so psyched to see it. And hopefully this will get Eric Bischoff into a more creative thing back into pro wrestling and not just talk about the history of it.
Love it. Love it.
So,
Also, didn't realize he was that big into Westerns.
oh, bro, like he lives in Montana, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, he's a big like cowboy nut.
I can tell by that room.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
That is impressive, man.
So MLW, they already have some matches already booked. They're gonna have
Uh-huh.
Matt Riddle versus Donovan Dijak, Mystigo versus Trevor Lee, and that's the only thing I see that I have so
Okay.
far. But they also have talents like Kenta, Mystico, Minoru Suzuki, Bobby Fish, and the Andersons. So if you ever get a chance to check out MLW, if you're ever at all interested, they do stream their stuff on YouTube. That's a great way to catch up on parts of the show and even some whole episodes. So just more than indie wrestling, but not quite one of the big ones yet.
Okay. So just pulling up their webpage.
Mm-hmm.
Even the webpage looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Eric Bischoff's one shot right there in the very at the very top.
Yep.
Okay, now here's the thing I'm looking at here. Is this a current picture of Eric Bischoff?
Yeah. Well, ish.
So
I think he's got more hair right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it shows him he's got some hair. I bet he dyes his eyebrows.
I don't know.
I mean, that's like his trademark. His eyebrows are like
that's
trademark.
a weird thing. He lost his hair in a bet that he had with his co-host of the podcast. So
okay. All right. Well, cool, man.
But yeah, like it's super interesting. So I just thought I'd like to share that.
So, man, we're almost running out of time, and I still have too much stuff. I have too much stuff, man, every time. All right.
Sorry.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to give you a description, and I want you to tell me who I'm talking about, okay?
Okay.
An aging and down on his luck private investigator in the 1930s, New York, who is forced to grapple with his past life as the city's one and only superhero.
Spider Noir.
And what is Spider Noir's name?
Nicolas Cage?
No. What's his real name?
Oh, I don't know. It's not Peter Parker.
Ah, it used to be Peter Parker.
Did it?
They changed it.
When did they
change
it? Do you know?
Just recently, from what I've read. That's why I wanted to bring this up. This is something we've been following here. Nicolas Cage, as we know, will be playing Spider Noir. Spider Noir was Peter Parker in alternate universe 2013. I think it was. I don't know if it says on here. I think it was 2013 or universe 2014 is where he's from. And that is Peter Parker. However, they're bringing a fresh new twist to the Spider-Man saga with the upcoming show. Breaking from tradition, this series will feature Nicolas Cage as Ben Reilly rather than the iconic Peter Parker.
The clone.
One of the second clone, technically.
Yeah.
Because the first clone was Tarantula.
No, the first clone... Kane.
Yeah. Tarantula. Spider-Man's yep.
Okay.
Yep. It came out later that he was Tarantula.
Right on.
So Kane was the first clone, the second clone being Ben Reilly.
The Scarlet Spider.
Scarlet Spider, Chasm. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
He eventually became Spider-Man. I love Ben Reilly.
Right.
I love Here, I got two of them right here.
I have two of them myself.
I don't have Chasm yet.
I had to buy that one. I got that one on Target on clearance.
Oh, see, I need Chasm. I can't find him anywhere.
I'll trade you.
Who?
Hollow.
Hollow's
Eve.
Oh, I'm not giving up Hollow's Eve. I love her. She was the first one I bought. Hollow's Eve is the first one that I bought to get me back into collecting Spider-Man action figures. So no, straight to hell with that shit. But anyways, yes. So I read that and I was like, holy crap, that is going to be awesome.
Okay.
We also find out that Spider-Man Noir will be facing off with Silvio Manfredi, aka Silvermane, and Yori Watanabe, aka Wraith. So we're going to get Silvermane and Wraith as some of the villains in here.
Right on, man. I'm excited. I was excited for the show.
I was excited for it too, and then I found out that it's going to have one of my favorite Spider-Mans too, Ben Reilly. I was like, all right. all right, let's see where this goes, man.
Dude, when we saw the picture of him with the mask on, it was
Uh,
his stuntman with the mask on. I was like, okay, they're gonna wear the mask. They're gonna do it. This is gonna be an actual Spider-Man TV show.
well,
Go. Let's go. Let's fucking
some
go.
there's some footage of him too. This wasn't on set. This was actually he just left set to go get a sandwich and eat for lunch. But that's his outfit in the film. That's part of that he's still in his outfit.
That's part of his costume. That's
Yep.
awesome.
That's Ben Riley right there now. Nicolas Cage is now Ben Riley.
Okay. All right. Hey, wait a minute.
So,
What was Uncle Ben's name? Last name? Aunt May.
Parker.
So May was Spider-Man's dad's sister?
I thought Ben was his dad. Yeah, I thought Ben was his dad's brother. Now you got me second guessing over here. You're right, Aunt May. Aunt May is his dad's sister because Ben is Benjamin Franklin. Oh no, it's Benjamin Franklin Parker.
That's Uncle Ben.
So that Uncle Ben is Ben Parker. So
Then
Uncle
where
Ben is his dad's
the
brother.
name Riley come from? Because I thought that Ben Riley took the name.
I think he took the name Ben from his grandfather, but I don't know where he came up with the name Riley. He just had to change his last name.
It's my. Hopefully, one of our viewers are yelling at their screen right now and telling us how wrong we are, or giving us the real answer. But
please comment it. Let us know.
Yes, please. Thank you. That's awesome, dude.
Do you have anything else?
Nothing really. No, I got something about Lucasfilm and the new Star Wars films. I got the new comic that's coming out. Just if you just want to show the cover for this.
Yeah, I've been reading, I got a couple. I'm going to go through real quick too.
I've been reading Spider-Boy on Marvel Unlimited, and
is it good?
It's actually fun. It's like really fun. And he's got a really interesting like origin, which is really neat. But they with the success of the Deadpool Wolverine movie, they're bringing Kidpool back and they're teaming him up with Spider-Boy. So this will be like a 5-issue series of Kidpool and Spider-Boy. I just thought, hey, I just want to put that out there. I thought it was gonna be fun.
Nice.
It looks like it's gonna be fun.
So come on, where is it? There it is. All right. So remember the other day we talked about Black Phone?
Yes.
The kid that played in Black Phone, Mason Thames.
Mm-hmm.
I am super excited for this one, to be honest with you. Mason Thames is going to be the live action Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, what?
Yep, they are making a live action How to Train Your Dragon. We're real quick here. We're gonna have Gerard Butler as Stoik the Vast, leader of the Viking clan, and Hiccup's dad.
He was the voice. Wait, he was the voice in the cartoon too, wasn't he?
I think he was. Yes,
that's awesome.
And then we have Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz as a Viking named Gobber the Belch, which is his trusted friend and advisor of Stoik. So
he he was the voice on the cartoon too.
I don't know that one, honestly. That one I don't know, but I am a big Nick Frost fan. I love Nick Frost. The guy is hilarious.
Well, this is okay. I did not see this coming. This was not on my bingo card for 2025.
Nope. I had no idea that was ever going to happen.
Nice, dude.
Let me see what else I got here. I got a couple more. Okay, I gotta talk about this one real quick.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat is very it has been very, very famous for the last several years now, adding movie serial killers and horror icons to their game.
And DC superheroes.
Well, the next horror icon is right up there with my opinion on DC superheroes. Ghostface.
Ghostface is officially a horror icon.
I
Whether
know, and I hate
you
it so
like
much.
it or
I
not,
hate it.
Ghostface is officially an icon. He's been an icon
Yep.
since the 90s, man.
So Chaos Reigns. There you go. You have it. We got Ghostface
Oh, the
with two
devil
different
Ghostface
outfits.
mask.
Yep. Two different outfits with the skeleton and the devil.
That is awesome.
Yep. So figured, gotta bring that one up there. And let's see. I think I've got one last one. I think. Oh, yes. Uh this week's action figure that we won't be able to afford is actually
From Mondo?
not a horrible one. Not from Mondo.
Okay.
This is Sideshow Collectibles Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Old man grumpy faced Batman there.
Oh,
I love that art though. This one you can pre-order it now if you want to. It'll be released between the end of 2025 and early 2026. I did go to the website; it's still available for pre-order. He comes with multiple. You can oppose it. This is, by the way, it says it's 1/6 scale, but it's actually 12.5 inches. So
Jesus.
all the different
Yeah.
doodads and multiple faces and hand poses and everything. 12.6 inches tall, 30 points of articulation, tailored fabric costume, and it's only $255.
That's actually like considering
Considering
what
everything considering a lot of the other shit I've shown you,
yeah.
this has got a lot more detail and a lot more stuff going on there. This is and this one I would assume would be more money, but
Yeah.
255 isn't bad compared to the
Mm-mm.
others I've shown you.
No. Now I see where they got seeing this figure, and I've seen the Dark Knight Returns before, but actually seeing this character and the figure right here, now I see where they got the inspiration for. Have you seen the Absolute Batman?
I have not.
So
I
there's
have not.
this new series DC's putting out called the Absolute Batman, and he's
Uh-huh.
an absolute fucking unit, dude.
Oh God!
And it's do yourself a favor, listeners, watchers,
Yep.
viewers. Do yourself
I'm
a
gonna check
favor.
it out.
Google up Absolute Batman, and this is just an alternate universe Batman.
God damn!
Yeah.
Fucking beef.
Yeah. Right.
All right. God, why is he that big? He looks like Ben Swallow with a tiny little head and a giant body.
I don't know. Well,
this looks like Bane put on a fucking Batman outfit.
Right?
I got one last thing that I want to
Okay.
end this on.
Okay.
All right, I got to move something over here. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. This is AI generated, and this is literally almost more for you than it is the viewers. A while back, I mentioned this to you, and now we actually get a video of this. This is an AI illustration shared by Inkslinger 1983. The video footage was generated and shared by Billary Squinton. So you can thank Billary Squinton for this.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so the freak is showing, just for the podcast listeners and not the YouTube viewers, freak is showing me AI generated images of if the Muppets were on Fury Road.
Yep.
And this is fucking amazing. Oh my god.
Hey, what's for the
That is
exception of a
so
couple of parts of this, it actually looks real.
I would watch this. I would 100% watch this. I would unabashedly, unironically watch the shit out of this. Oh my god.
Oh, wait. Why does it make the sound of a velociraptor there?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear anything?
I can't hear anything.
Oh,
I'm just seeing these images. Oh my god.
well, everybody else can hear it. You'll have to, I'll send it to you, the link. There you go. It's pulling a Netflix.
I can't. Okay. Max. Muppets. I love it.
So
I
I do
love it.
have it set up that our viewers can hear that.
Okay.
I'll send you the link to that though. And that scene that I pointed out, for
Hmm.
some reason, the one Muppet that stands up and kind of balks for a second, it's making the Velociraptor sound from Jurassic Park, where it's like, "Urgh, urgh," like that's a horrible impression. Yeah, but it's doing the Velociraptor sound from Jurassic Park there.
That is
Oh
awesome.
man,
Thank
and
you for
that's
sharing that.
that's where we're gonna end it tonight.
That is just as good, if not better, than Godzilla's dance. And I thank you.
You're welcome. That's just for you.
Um,
And
thank
that's
you.
our show, man.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for downloading and sharing this geek news with us. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment on all of our social medias. Usually, can you find us on OATFTG, OZ and the Freak Talk Geek. Also, we're on Blue Sky now, and it's OZ and the Freak Pod. Um, so please reach out, please subscribe, friend us, talk to us, let us know what you think. If you have any show suggestions you would like to share with us, we sure would appreciate it. If you have any news or like things you would like for us to deep dive on, please let us know there. Now, usually the Freak and I have a bit of an issue on ending these shows, so I wanted to try a little something new, just to see how it goes, and maybe we could end it like this. So I would like to end the show today with a quote, if that's okay with you, Freak.
Let's hear it. Let's
Okay.
just do it.
So this is
The
this
end.
is so uh, this is a quote that I read today, and I
Uh-huh.
thought it had a lot of meaning, and I thought I would like to share with you for this
Okay.
situation. And this is from Bill Murray. Whatever you do, always give 100%, unless you're donating blood. Thank you.
Fucking Bill Murray.
Thank you.